What's your relationship like with Floyd?
Oh, we got a good relationship. I'm cool with Floyd.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Floyd had just randomly called me,
Mm-hmm.
you know, asked me how my family doing, asked me how I'm doing, and don't even talk about boxing.
Wow.
He just, oh, I didn't want nothing. I was just checking up on you, champ. You know, seeing how you doing and, you know, making sure everybody good and things like that. And all right, I'll talk to you later.
Wow.
You know, things like that. And that mean more to me than calling me, hey man, what's up with boxing? You know?
Floyd Money Mayweather, yes, the undefeated legend himself, has stepped into Terence Bud Crawford's private camp. And guess what? He's not just filming a cameo, he's training. This silent session, no controversies, no cameras, just Floyd in the corner, gave us his first words after becoming Crawford's secret weapon heading into the biggest fight of Bud's life, Canelo Alvarez. Picture this, Floyd walking into Crawford's gym like he owns the place, because he does. Only this time, he's not stepping into the ring. He's guiding Bud from the outside. So what did Floyd say after his first training session with Crawford? What did it reveal about his strategy? And what does it mean for the future of boxing? Let's break it down.
Which one for the office? This one in the middle.
So I may do another exhibition this year.
Which one?
I don't.
If I take Floyd Mayweather in his absolute prime, and I take Manny Pacquiao in his absolute prime,
Floyd Mayweather.
Floyd still beats him.
Floyd beat everybody.
You don't believe there's a guy at 140, 147 in the history of boxing that could have beat Floyd in his prime?
It'd be tough. Floyd, man, that boy, man, that's the GOAT, man. That boy bad.
What makes it, I mean, what, because, and I told people that, said, look at Floyd. I said, Floyd, it's not that he trains, I mean, it's his life. And from the very beginning, he's like, I want to be the best.
We all know Mayweather's no stranger to showmanship. But this time, Floyd wasn't walking down a red carpet. He was slipping into Crawford's elite camp behind closed doors. No cameras, no press, no theatrics. Just two Hall of Famers working together. Sources say Floyd showed up unannounced a few weeks ago. Word is, Crawford's team nearly fell out at first. Floyd's notorious for drama. But inside that gym, tension flipped to respect. They slapped gloves. Floyd wrapped Crawford's hands. Then he got to work. Footwork drills, mitt work, timing sequences.
You could take a guy like Canelo. This guy could do. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Easy, man. Cakewalk. Easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy. Y'all always disrespecting.
Floyd's there for a reason. This isn't a side gig. He's plotting. Every jab, feint, step back is part of the grand blueprint going into Bud versus Canelo.
Turkey, you need to put a small ring, the smaller ring in the...
The only, hey, Matt. Yeah. The only running that I'm gonna be doing is running upside his head, and I can assure you that. Facts.
Now, you've probably already heard the quote. It's all across boxing Twitter. After he walked out, Floyd looked into the camera and said, "He's the best I've seen, for real." That's huge. Coming from Money Mayweather, a man who literally held the world's hand with his own gloves, this isn't hype. This is a nod of respect for the new guard. And it gets deeper. Floyd later clarified, he's got everything: power, timing, movement. I told him, if you do this right, he'll be scary at 168. That's more than praise. Floyd's basically handing Crawford the cheat code for the Canelo fight. 5th round stoppage blueprint pinned by the GOAT himself. Okay, let's cut the noise for a second and really get into it, because this right here is not just some cute PR collab. Floyd Mayweather stepping into Terence Crawford's camp is like Albert Einstein tutoring you the night before a physics exam. It's once-in-a-generation access to a fighting brain that's gone 50-0 against the baddest men on the planet.
You faced Mayweather, what, you were 23 years old, I believe?
23.
And
Just
again,
turned 23.
yeah, you just turned 23. You didn't have a lot of seasoning. I know people say, oh, he had a lot of fights. Well, you didn't have an amateur career. You started boxing at 15 as a pro,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So You gave up the weight concession. You gave up the rehydration clause, and I always
Everything.
thought if you would have faced him, with some more seasoning, it would have gone differently.
He deserved the position in
Sure.
that moment because Floyd Mayweather is one of the best fighters in the boxing history, and he deserved the position in that moment. I try to make history, and I try to put myself in the very top in that moment, but for some reason doesn't happen, right? And yeah, like you say, if I had that fight with Miguel Angel Cotto first and all these kind of fights, and then fight Mayweather, maybe go in the different way. But we never gonna know. We never gonna know. And I learned what from that fight, and like I say, things happen for a reason.
So what exactly is Floyd bringing to the table? Let's start with the obvious. Ring IQ. Floyd isn't just smart in the ring. He's manipulative, surgical, borderline evil with how he reads an opponent. He doesn't waste punches, he doesn't give you a read, and he doesn't panic. That shoulder roll, it's not just defense, it's bait. It's an invitation to make a mistake so he can snap back with something deadly.
If I'm facing a guy, I will go to his body with a shot to the body. I'll walk away, come back, shoot the same shot to the body. I walk to the left, I walk to the right, then I come back and I make him look me eye to eye. I make him look me eye to eye so we can catch eye contact. When we catch eye contact, I look at his body and look him back in the eye. For him to think that I'm going to go to his body again, but then I feint like I'm going to the body and sweep him up top. It's just mental games.
And now, he's walking Crawford through how to create those same traps. From subtle feints to illusion jabs that get a guy like Canelo swinging wide open. Floyd's schooling Bud in the dark arts of deception.
So when you go on me, you spin, you get behind me, okay? Smart shit. Smart shit. You drop too, huh? When you drop, you don't get it, okay? I'm one. If I try this one, then you come around. If I try this one, we switch. So you don't have to
But it's deeper than defense. Floyd is teaching Crawford how to control distance like a puppeteer pulling strings. And against someone like Canelo, who's built like a bull and presses forward like he's allergic to retreat, that's critical. Crawford's already got beautiful footwork, but Mayweather is giving him that next level polish.
405. 405. There you go.
It's not just about running or circling. Floyd's teaching him how to stay in the danger zone just long enough to force mistakes, then disappear like a ghost. Little angle changes, half steps, weight shifts. These are things you can't teach in textbooks. Only someone who's lived it can pass it down.
Of all the fights you've had 50, who would you say was your toughest opponent?
Out of my career, I just want to say none of them was really tough. None was really tough. I mean, you got guys that punch hard and hit hard, and you got guys that come out and win a few rounds, but nothing really was tough.
And then there's the mental warfare side of things. You already know Floyd doesn't just win with fists. He breaks dudes in the mind before they even hit the canvas. He walks in with confidence so icy it freezes the whole arena. That's the mindset he's instilling in Crawford right now.
I'm hunting him. That's it. I'm hunting everything that he got. And I'm going to take it come September 13th. I want all the people in the stands that booed me, they're going to cry when they go home. They're going to cry.
Go ahead.
Live, only on DAZN, June 28th. Jake Paul versus Chavez Jr. Buy now at DAZN.com/boxing.
He's reminding Bud, this isn't just a fight, it's a performance. You don't walk into the ring like it's a brawl. You walk in like it's your stage. From eye contact at the face-off to how you pace in the corner between rounds, every movement sends a message. And Floyd's been sending those messages his entire career without saying a word. Word from the camp is that Floyd's also drilling psychological repetition. They're watching Canelo fights frame by frame, dissecting every shoulder twitch, every dropped hand, every pause and rhythm. Floyd's helping Bud recognize those micro moments that 99% of fighters miss. That half second when Canelo resets his feet, that's the opening. That heavy breath in round 7, that's when the tempo shifts. It's a full-on chessboard breakdown, and Crawford's got the best possible strategist in his corner.
He got a good jab. He's a good counter puncher. He's not 42. He's not 42-0 for nothing. You know, well, now 42-1, but in my eyes, he's still a champion. It's an up-and-coming champion versus a legendary champion. Someday he will go down in the Hall of Fame. Someday I will go down in the Hall of Fame.
And let's not forget, Floyd knows Canelo. He fought him. He beat him. He neutralized him when Canelo was 23 and hungry. But he also saw the DNA. He knows what makes Canelo tick. That pride, that weight, that reliance on body shots and power. Floyd's not just giving Crawford the tools to win. He's giving him the script.
Canelo was 23 with 43 fights and 30 knockouts. And the world said he was inexperienced. I was 36 with 40-something fights. And to tell you the truth, I was over the hill.
All right, let's be real. Floyd Mayweather doesn't do anything just because. He's not the type to casually show up and hold mitts unless there's a deeper play at work. So the question isn't just why Floyd is training Terence Crawford. It's why now? Why, in the middle of the biggest fight buildup of the year, Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez? Does the undefeated king decide to step out of the shadows and enter the ring as a mentor?
It's really that they don't want, it's not that they don't want to see Tank win because they feel like it's beating me because I dominated the fight game for so long. But these same writers out here, they praise Canelo. He can pick and choose who he want to fight. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth about Canelo. Motherfucker easy, man. Cakewalk, easy. Y'all sitting up here, y'all praising this dude. This dude was nothing. I was almost 40 years old when I cooked this dude. Easy.
This isn't just mentorship. This is strategy. This is chess. First of all, we got to talk legacy. Floyd beat Canelo back in 2013 when Canelo was still fresh-faced and undefeated. And even though Canelo has grown leaps and bounds since then, adding weight, sharpening technique, becoming a unified champion, Mayweather still sees himself in that storyline. He was the puzzle Canelo couldn't solve. And now, years later, with Crawford stepping up to fight the same man, Floyd sees a chance to run it back in spirit. To remind everyone, I wrote the blueprint to beat Canelo, and now I'm handing it over. But it's deeper than ego. Floyd's presence here is also about brand equity. Floyd Mayweather is a businessman. He knows relevance equals money. Aligning himself with the most anticipated fight of the decade, that's genius. Suddenly, Floyd isn't just the retired champ chilling in TMT gear. He's in the trenches.
I just like to push myself to be the best at whatever I do. It could be basketball, football. My dad introduced me to boxing in 1977, and I just took it to the next level. I love boxing, I love competing, and I love being the best. What's good with the fight camp so people can compete with one another, push each other, and it's fun. People want to see who hit the hardest, who's the fastest, who could throw the most punches, so it's a great product. It's about just competing and working hard, getting in shape, and enjoying yourself while you're doing it.
He's in the gym, whispering secrets into the ear of the man who might become the next undisputed legend. It makes headlines. And most importantly, it keeps the Mayweather name circulating in every boxing conversation. Now let's go even further. This might be a passing of the torch. Floyd's never officially named a successor. There's been no coronation, no moment where he publicly said, "This guy, he's next." But with this move, he's low-key choosing Crawford. He's saying, if anyone's going to carry on what I built, it's Bud. Because if Crawford beats Canelo, especially in dominant fashion, it's not just a win for Bud, it's a win for Floyd too, because Floyd's fingerprints will be all over that victory. This fight isn't just a main event, it's a cultural moment. Crawford versus Canelo has already cemented itself as one of the most anticipated showdowns of the year. And bro, the boxing world is straight up split in half.
Are you still favoring Crawford in the fight, or has your opinion changed?
I mean, I've always favoured Canelo in the fight.
Well, I've heard that you want Canelo to win, but you feel
of course,
big.
Yeah, I like Terence. But I've worked a lot with Canelo, and I think just because of what I saw in Riyadh and because of the threat, and he's getting on as well, Crawford, but it's just like the mindset of Crawford. Like, there's no doubt in Terence Crawford's mind that he wins this fight. And when you spend a bit of time with him, you kind of start buying into that. And I guess that's what happened in Riyadh, because I travelled with him to the fight, and, you know, but it's a 50-50 fight. I think gun to head, I'm probably picking Crawford right now. But I want Canelo to win. And he can win for sure. But Terence is going to make it really tricky and awkward for him. And I don't think he's going to like that kind of fight.
You've got old school fans riding for Canelo, saying his size, power, and championship experience at 168 make him the obvious pick. But then there's the new wave, the Bud believers, who swear Crawford's technical IQ, switch-hitting style, and ice-cold mindset are about to shock the world.
I've been in the ring with Crawford, too.
Oh, shit. I didn't know you sparring, bro.
I got Crawford ready for when he fought Sean Porter.
Okay.
I was with him for a few weeks. What do I think of that fight?
Yeah.
I think that, you know, everybody knows that Crawford got the skills. I do think that Canelo's a little big. He's a little big for Crawford. And it'll be a tall task for him to win. It'll be a lot you have to, it'll be a lot to get that victory based on, you know, size alone. Not that size wins fights, but you got a guy that got size and skill. It'll be hard. I mean, nothing's impossible. But if I had my money on somebody winning the fight, it'll be Canelo Alvarez. Even though Terence Crawford is a great fighter, they're both great fighters. You got two great fighters in there. But I think one guy got the advantage due to his makeup, his body type, you know, how big of a person he is. And, I think that will be the deciding factor in that fight.
Jumping up 21 pounds, would Crawford have to fight the perfect fight?
Absolutely. You know, size will play a factor in that fight. It won't.
Twitter's at war. Podcasts are beefing over predictions. And even legends like Shane Mosley and Roy Jones Jr. can't agree.
Shane, what do you think about Canelo and Crawford?
I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think Canelo's too big for Crawford. I think that the reason why, if Crawford was a mover like the rest of the fight, then maybe he can have a good chance with Canelo. But I think that being that Crawford is a fighter, that's gonna be dangerous. That's gonna be his problem. He's a fighter. He wants to fight. He's gonna move a little bit, but his heart is not in moving. So he's gonna have to sit there and fight with Canelo. If you sit there and fight with Canelo, and he's that much bigger than you, then I don't know. But everybody think, you know, Crawford, he's a great boxer, he's this, he's that, which he is. He's a great fighter. And I think he's a great fighter at 140, 47. And he seems just to be, you know, good at 54. Now we're going to 68.
How many more tricks has Canelo learned since you last fought him? Like he was
So, did we just see Floyd pass the torch? Or is this just a cameo? Drop your takes below. Team Floyd? Team Crawford? Witch Doctor? Or Team Canelo comeback? Hit that like if you're hyped and subscribe. I'll catch you in the next video.